Now, what to do?
Like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
Hey guys, it's Oluvids, and today I want to talk about world building in Kingdom Hearts. And yes, Kingdom Hearts is the series with a lot of worlds, but I've been thinking about it, and I think that world building in Kingdom Hearts is kind of interesting because they got a pretty unique scenario with how much different worlds they have to do. And a world is not like a planet, it's like a whole different universe. So they have its own set of rules and lore and all of that type of stuff. But I've been thinking, and I'm like, okay, Kingdom Hearts, now that I'm thinking about the original worlds, I don't think they really do a ton of world building. And I started thinking of this because, like, I was thinking about Axel and Isa and Roxas and Xion, and I was like, okay, you know, I guess they're gonna be living in Twilight Town now. But then I was thinking, like, okay, well, how's that gonna work? Like, they don't have parents there. Are they gonna be like getting a job and renting out a place all together? They're gonna be roommates or something. And then I was thinking about just other homes in KH, and I was thinking about Radiant Garden, I was thinking about Traverse Town and Destiny Islands, and I was thinking again about Twilight Town. I was like, dang, we really don't know how things work on Twilight Town that much. I mean, we know a little bit, but I mean, really, what do we know about Twilight Town? Other than, like, they have struggle tournaments, and they like to eat ice cream, they have a clock tower. Really, what else do we know about that world? Kingdom Hearts, I think, does tell us what we need to know. You know, like, that's kind of how they handle their original worlds. We're on a need-to-know basis on kind of the lore, and if you want more info, they have, sometimes it's in the secret reports, but again, it's kind of on a need-to-know basis if it's like really ties into the story, which I get that. I'm not saying that, like, you know, the story doesn't make sense because they don't explain. They explain what you need to know about worlds. You know, Radiant Guardian's gotten more, definitely a lot more development than Twilight Town, because there's a lot of important stuff that happens there and you need to know about it, and we've gone there multiple times in multiple locations of that world. And yeah, and I definitely think that's something great for Radiant Garden. I think that they did a good job for that world, because for the most part for that world, because yeah, you go there multiple times, and each time you go there you have different parts of it, you see different people and how they live, and learn a little bit more about, you know, how it works. First time you go there, you just see a castle has been taken over by the bad guys. Second time you go there, you see more of the actual regular people. You see the town, all the different parts of the town, and how the community's kind of coming together to fix the place up. And you got the whole Hollow Bastion Restoration Committee, and they, you know, they kind of settled back into their home, and they're doing a lot of stuff. They got Tron even connected to their computers, and then even going into Birth by Sleep, you got even more stuff. You got a lot of the scientists come. Well, we already knew that, but you know, a lot of the scientists ended up becoming nobodies, and they all came from there. They used to be running things, and they did a lot of stuff. And you had Xehanort who used to work there, different things like that. And then eventually with KH3, you found out like a Union Cross person ended up there, and this girl, and there was all these experiments and all that. A lot of stuff, you know, has been going on. We learned a lot of stuff about that world. And then I go back to thinking more about, you know, things like Twilight Town and Traverse Town, and even Destiny Islands. I mean, we've never even really gotten to see how the people of Destiny Island live, you know what I mean? Like, we've seen the Play Island, and we've seen, you know, Selphie and Carrie walking from school, but we never, you know, we never really got to walk around the place where they live. And it's like, it's not really essential for the story, yeah, but you know, I'm kind of wondering how does certain stuff work in Kingdom Hearts, you know, in some of these worlds. I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting because, you know, in other series, sometimes at least, they're really detailed with how the world works. You know exactly how things run, and even if it's something that's not really relatable to our real world, you know how it works. You know, something like, it's not a game, but like One Piece, they have all these different wild locations, but they are very detailed with how everything works. So then world building is great, you know, like, it's like, okay, you really know how things work. It's like really a fleshed out world. And again, it's not essential. I'm not saying you need to have this. I just kind of found it kind of interesting how they really only tell us what we need to know. And I think we especially get that with KH3 too, because even with Twilight Town, they just cut out so much stuff, you know. It's like, all right, you only need these parts of the world, so we're just putting that there. That's it. You don't need anything else. And we got more, you know, we got more people around. They did make it a lot more lively, which is great. Traverse Town, we know its purpose and all that, and we got a more extended look of it in Dream Drop Distance. Traverse Town, I think it's a pretty simple world. I don't think it needs to be that expanded on. You know, it's just a world that's there for refuge, and people that end up there, I mean, they clearly start a life there, like all these shops and things like that. So I mean, I think that one's like pretty easy to explain. You already know how that works. And even with something like Scala at Kylum, I mean, we're gonna see more of it, obviously, but even in KH3 originally, at least I had a concept art of Sora in the chess room, and that makes me think that maybe we're going to see more of the world back then. I'm really curious, and something that I was kind of curious on figuring out in Dark Road is like, okay, why is there so many empty sections of Scala? Kind of like, what's all these different things, you know? What happened here? And we haven't really gotten that. We're gonna get that in Missing Link for sure. I think Missing Link is gonna really expand and do a lot of world building. So I think that will, at least for the ancient era, it's gonna do a lot of world building with the even going into bloodlines, which is not something. Kingdom Hearts does not really care about family that much. So I'm gonna be straight up. I mean, when's the last time anyone's parents were even there in the series? You know, they don't show up. They never even physically showed up before. They don't go into parents. So it's like, I think it's kind of interesting that Missing Link is going to be going into the bloodlines, because it's like, okay, that's a little bit new, going into different, I guess, different houses and possibly just how Scholar works and all that. And I think it's really great to see a lot more world building in Cage, because I think it would be better if they had some more world building. I'm just kind of interested in all that, you know. It's not important, but you know, like, oh, how does the government of Twilight Town work? You know, no one really needs to know that, but I'm just interested, you know. And again, they're in a weird situation where they have all these different universes they have to balance between, with all the rules and all that, and story writing, and even things like Mysterious Tower. Like, how'd that come to be? Where'd that, did you build that? Or, you know, Land of Departure, like, okay, where'd that come from? You know, there's a lot of stuff we don't really know. Going into KH4, we're going to be going into Quadratum, a whole new reality, whole new set of rules, and I'm wondering how deep they're going to go with that. Like, are they just kind of tell us what we need to know, or are we going to really dive into Quadratum? Like, are we going to really learn how things work and how these people live? Yeah, I do hope we see more of these things, even more Destiny Island. I'd love to see more of the regular mainland, just how they live. What's the general vibe there? They got a lot. Do they have like a fish market there, stands and shops and all that? I want to see how that stuff works, you know. That's all I really got to talk about in this today's video. I just thought it was an interesting topic. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys want more world building in KH? Even if it's not necessary, let's say maybe they have some more NPCs or maybe more areas to explore. I think I would really be interested in learning more about how this stuff does outside of like Ultimanias and things like that. I want to like see it in the game, you know. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.